Hi, I just wanted to take this moment to invite you to come over to my website, www.thebloominglotushealing.com. That's www.thebloominglotushealing.com, and sign up for my email list so that you can stay in touch and find out about activities that I don't announce here on YouTube. And you can also get to know all of the classes that I offer, as well as the one-on-one offerings that I have available there for you. Namaste, beautiful soul. Welcome to the Blooming Lotus Healing Channel. My name is Jikara, and I'm a spiritual healing facilitator. And today we have a very special video where we are going to be talking about how to connect with your shamanic healer. And we're also going to be doing a meditation where I will be using the rattle and also the drum, where you will be guided into connecting with your spirit guides. And the reason why we want to make sure that you first connect to your spirit guide or your animal guide is because that is going to be, let's say, the one that you're going to connect to every time you are practicing your journeying within. Spirit animals and spirit guides typically are going to help us not only receive information, but also more so with the animal guides. They are sort of protectors, and they represent certain aspects that we're meant to bring and weave more into our life. So I want to invite you to stick around if you are interested in receiving this meditation today. Okay, so before we get started, I kind of wanted to go over, last week we talked about what animism is, what shamanism is, and really what shamanism, animism, and connecting with our ancestors, right? We talked about this is all interconnected and interrelated. And I'm coming from the perspective of someone who was born and raised in South America. I was Catholic growing up, and I really didn't connect with this aspect of myself. There was also this sort of like this combination of all of these practices that were part of my daily life that I didn't even realize that were part of the culture that really Catholicism didn't really erase, right? And all I did was to kind of lean in more to that. And I'm just sharing this from that perspective. By no means I come from a specific tribe. So I'm coming from someone, if you're someone who is interested, is being called to connect with shamanism, you're being called to connect with your ancestors, and you don't know how to do this, or you're kind of fumbling your way around that, then definitely these videos that I'm doing, this series that I'm doing, is definitely for you. So if you want to go deeper into this, of course, you can always find an elder if you're more interested in connecting with a specific tribe. Now, I feel that shamanism is sort of like a very universal way for us to connect with nature, and we don't necessarily have to. And that's my personal opinion, of course, but I don't feel like we necessarily have to be connected with one specific tribe for us to connect with the natural world. The natural world is there for all of us to connect with. And it's really up to us if we want to include that into our spiritual practice. Now, I kind of wanted to, if you didn't watch my video before about shamanism, I'm going to cover a little bit about what shamanism is so that you understand what I'm talking about. Shamanism is a spiritual practice that is rooted in ancient traditions. But in general, this is something that we have had innate in our being throughout history. Like, this is something that we had innate in our being. Why? Because we were living in the natural world. We were not, as humans from the beginning, we've been connected in the natural world in such a way that we develop a lot of intuitive practices just by living in nature, right? And so that in itself, to me, is the practice of shamanism. Now, of course, as we started to organize ourselves even more, then there's certain traditions or certain things that we felt we were taught, right, or maybe passed down to us throughout generations, that kind of follow like a specific path or practice or ritual. So that's what I would consider a ritual. But you yourself can create your own rituals if you're feeling called or you're being intuitively guided to create those rituals. Then don't feel like you have to necessarily do what other people tell you. If you're being guided to follow a specific path, then go ahead and do so. There's a reason why you're being called to that. So the key aspects of shamanism is, the first thing is you want to recognize the fact that this is a connection with spirit, right? Shamans, or those who practice shamanism, are connecting to spirit. You're connecting to spirit guides, to ancestors, to natural spirits, or even deities, depending on what it is or that you are being called to connect to. Today, we're going to be doing a practice of connecting with your spirit animals or spirit guides if they want to come through. Okay. They also want to come through when you are going through an altered state. So, a shaman or someone who's practicing shamanism is going to be practicing something that's going to alter their state of their daily life. So, basically, something like meditation or any other practices that will help you get into a space where you're actually able to connect a little deeper, almost like stepping into a place where the veil is so thin that you're able to connect with spirits. Now, some people are born with this naturally, and that's why a lot of tribes, when they recognize that someone came in with that energy or that understanding of the spirit world, they naturally were sort of put under the wing of a shaman that was already established so they could learn the practices and the traditions for that tribe. Okay. But if you're someone who naturally connects with spirits, or you are already someone who is sort of like a medium naturally, you have sort of like this gift that a lot of tribes considered special. And the reason why these, to me, that I consider like a priest or priestess, right? That would be sort of like a wisdom keeper for the tribe, right? A lot of times this would come from in the form of communication that they would have with these spirits, the spirits of nature, or spirit guide, or even just a deity. Okay. The other aspect of shamanism is that it also brings upon healing for people. So you can apply healing for yourself as well as others if you decide to do that. But more so, if you're starting in this journey, I would highly recommend that you focus on self first. First, you, because you got to make sure that you are well before you can actually hold space for others. So I don't recommend that if you're going to go into this practice that you go on and do something for someone else, because again, we all have something to work on, right? Like I have stuff to work on all the time. So you want to be in a place where you're strong enough where you're able to actually hold space for others. And if you're still getting triggered by things, or you still have aspects of yourself that are not able to really hold space in a loving and compassionate way for someone, then that's something that you want to develop and practice. And you do so by doing it for yourself. Okay. The other aspect of shamanism that is important to recognize, which we talked about on the last video, is the fact that there's rituals and ceremonies. So you're creating ritual or special, pathway that you create for yourself, whatever that ritual is for you, right? You can create even a ceremony, even which again you can potentially learn this by being under an elder, but you can also be naturally guided, and that's how I feel my journey has been personally. So that I would naturally be guided to create these sacred spaces for myself. Even I was naturally guided to create my altar. I was naturally guided. So if you're being drawn naturally to this, to create sort of like rituals and ceremonial spaces for yourself, or even ceremonies for yourself, let that guidance be the one that takes you to where you need to be. Obviously, this is specific. You're being guided by your spirit guide specifically for you. Okay. The other aspect of shamanism is the fact that you're going to be connecting with nature. Okay. So there's the celebration and the honoring of nature, the honoring of the four directions, the honoring of the four elements, the honoring of the spirit animals, and just the honoring the spirit, the natural world, and understanding that we are so interconnected with it, that we come from it, and that we get to respect and love it fully. And what a perfect time, right? That we're in this time where Earth Day is coming on 4/22, right? And what a beautiful time for us to recognize that this is a perfect time. If you're being called to connect with nature, if you're being called to go to nature and just sit in meditation, or just connect with your spirit guides, what a perfect time to do so, right? When we're all sort of like connecting with that energy of Earth, and remembering the sacredness and the beauty and the fact that we get to live in this beautiful blue planet. Okay, the next thing that you want to recognize about shamanism is that you're going to have diverse practices. So each tradition, or each tribe, or place in the world that practices shamanism is going to view things a little different. It's going to call things a little different. And that's the reason why I feel like, personally, if you're someone who's looking for that connection for yourself, it's sort of like more of a personal journey for you, right? Like this shouldn't be something that you have to feel like you have to be initiated on. And I personally don't feel, because I feel like it becomes elitist at that point. I feel like it's important to recognize that at this point we're so mixed. We've been, like, for example, even for me, like, I'm not fully just indigenous. I have African in my blood, and I have Italian in my blood, and I have Spaniard in my blood. There's so much in my blood. But why would I deny this aspect of my ancestry just because I'm mixed, right? And so if you're coming from that perspective and maybe you feel a little weird about it, but you're being called, don't feel guilty or shame over following that path for yourself. I want to encourage you to follow that path. Today, in today's world, we have this like modern way of looking at shamanism that I feel is being, that it's sort of like a calling for everyone. And I think that when you are called and you live on the city and in the city, I feel like that's like real, the ancestors calling you back to your roots, calling you back to your essence, beyond the ancestors that you know. Like, I'm talking about, like, even ancestors that are older that you don't even know about. And so don't be surprised when we do this meditation that if you have a very old ancestor come forth, that makes a lot of sense. That's what happened to me when I first started connecting with my ancestors, started connecting to my spirit guides. Because what happens is that those ancestors are typically the well ancestors, the ones that were in that essence of that pure energy of nature. And a lot of times they're going to be ancient spirits that are going to come forth and support you, so that you can actually move into that beautiful, loving, compassionate energy that maybe some of the ancestors that are closer to your family tree, meaning like they're closer to you, they may not be well ancestors. They may still be experiencing difficulty. So don't be afraid to connect with those ancestors that are connecting to that deeper aspect, right? So if you have an ancestor come through on this meditation, or you have a spirit guide or an animal guide coming through on this meditation, I want to invite you to open yourself up to receive whatever it is that comes through. You don't want to close yourself up just because, oh, well, Jikara says that I'm going to meet my animal ancestor. Whoever wants to come forward is right for you. Okay. Now, with shamanic journeying, it's a practice that, again, it gets us in an altered state. So what I want to invite you to do is, you're going to get into a space where you're comfortable, where you're not going to be bothered, so that you can go deep into the actual meditation. I'm going to be using sound to help you go into that meditation. Okay. And all you want to do is just allow yourself to relax and receive whatever is coming through for you. Okay. We're going to be creating a sacred container, closing the container in a place, from a place of protection, so that you can just dive in and relax. Okay. Now, one thing that I want to also mention as well is that a couple of ways that people practice shamanism is by drumming or chanting. Sometimes they do dream work. Sometimes, like I was mentioning, ceremony and rituals, also plant medicines such as ayahuasca, or even mushrooms, or any other plant medicines that are used in the Amazon, or in other places like Iboga in Africa. Like, there's so many ways that shamanic practices are made, so that you can, again, it'll help you disconnect from the egoic mind and connect into your spirit, into your spirit mind, or to your soul. And so the purpose of the sound is going to be that, to help you get into that altered state. So I'm going to walk you through that. And if you want to bring a crystal to the meditation, you can do so. If you feel like you can't do that right now because maybe you're busy, or whatever it is that you need to do, because I do highly recommend that you do close your eyes or soften your gaze, and that you're not bothered during this time. Okay. So I'm going to give you a minute for you to find yourself a comfortable seat, and we're going to get started. We're going to get started with the meditation, and I want to invite you to get yourself comfortable on your seat. And as you allow yourself to get comfortable on your seat, feel into your body. Notice any sensations in your body, starting from the top of your head all the way down to the bottom of your feet. Just notice any sensation on your body, We want to take this moment just to clear ourselves from any energy that doesn't help us at this moment. Setting the intention to connect with your inner healer, which is within you, and setting the intention to connect with your spirit guide, your spirit animal guide. Setting that intention within yourself. And take this moment just to take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, and allow yourself to receive the earth, the air, the fire, the water. Visualize all of the elements entering through your nostrils. Visualize them in a color or different colors coming together. Envisioning them traveling throughout your body with every breath you take, understanding that you have all of these elements within you. All 4 elements are represented in your body. Your belly as fire, your blood as water, your breath as air, earth. It's all of the aspects of your body that you can touch. Just being in awareness of these 4 elements that live within you, that live through you. You're never disconnected from these 4 elements. I want to invite you to take this moment to give yourself permission to relax your body as you allow yourself to call in protection. And as we open the sacred container, we call in Archangel Michael to shield and protect the space. Thanking the ancestors of the land, well ancestors, for being here to support us. Thanking the 4 elements in the 4 directions for guiding us. Calling in angels of light. And all beings that are for the highest good and the highest good of all only. Inviting in spirit animals or spirit animal that wants to come forth today to reveal themselves to you. Call them in. I want to invite you to take this moment to smile, giving yourself permission to be in that receptivity, to receive yourself with a smile, feeling into the sensation of your body. As you feel into the smile, opening your body, opening your being, raising your vibration, and clearing any energies that don't serve you. Just relax. Go back to your regular resting position on your face, feeling into that shift that happened with your smile, asking Spirit to clear and close any portals, any dimension doors, repair any aspects of your auric field that are ripped or open, enhancing your protection. I want to invite you, as you close your eyes, I want to invite you to visualize in your mind's eye a golden light that travels through your nostrils into your body, blessing your body with golden light. Feeling the protection from within, that golden light expands after traveling throughout your entire body. It expands into your entire energy field. And you're now in this beautiful orb of golden light, protected, supported. I want to invite you to feel the word complete. Feel into the word power, balance, belonging. You belong here. Your power belongs to you. Balance belongs to you. The archetype of the healer is within you. Allow yourself to own this archetype. With every breath you take, allow your body to relax. Unclench your jaw. Relax your tongue. Relax your belly. Just relax your body. You're protected, you're guided, you're balanced, you're empowered. You feel like you belong here and now. I want to invite you to feel the bottom of your feet and visualize with every breath you take, you send your essence down to Mother Earth through your feet, and you notice that your Earth Star Chakra starts to light up right below your feet. This lovely emerald green light starts to expand from the bottom of your feet in the form of a bioluminescent root system that is strong, illuminated, powerful. Traveling deep into the ground, you find yourself at the depth of Earth, the center of the Earth. And you find yourself right in front of a beautiful tree. This tree matches your energy by showing its bioluminescence to you, showing you the way to wrap your root system around its roots. And as you do this, you feel connected to this earth. With every breath you take, you allow yourself to connect with this earth. And with this every inhale and exhale, there's an exchange between you and Mother Earth. As you inhale her essence. And with every exhale, you exhale your essence back to her. And with every breath you take, you relax a little more, allowing yourself to connect with the present moment. Relax your belly. Just relax. Now that you have received and exchanged your essence with Mother Earth, you feel even more grounded, more connected, more present. You feel the gravity of this earth holding you. Just allow it to expand throughout your body as you feel held and relaxed. You're safe. You're loved, accepted as you are. And now, with every breath you take, you allow yourself to inhale Mother Earth energy and bring it up to your chest, your heart space, and expand it throughout your body and upward towards the top of your head. Allowing your crown in the shape of a lotus flower to open up and receive the essence of your soul, the essence of God, of spirit, allowing this lovely, soft, pink, gentle light that travels down towards your crown, your third eye, your throat, your heart, all the way down to the bottom of your spine, and then down towards the bottom of your feet, allowing this beautiful light, soft pink light, to expand throughout your body. You're relaxed and you're well. In your mind's eye, I want to invite you to see yourself taking a path. This path is surrounded by trees, and you can feel the freshness of the trees surrounding you. You can smell the flowers blooming. You can smell the earth. You can smell the moss. And as you walk this path, you notice that there's a secondary path over to your left. Take that path. As you take that path, you notice that there is a well ancestor coming in, an elder with loving eyes, holding your hand. You notice that there is a doorway. That doorway is illuminated. And as our doorway is illuminated, the ancestor releases your hand and opens the doorway for you, inviting you to enter. Set the intention to walk down this path through the doorway as you call in your spirit animal. You will now hear sounds. Just allow yourself to travel down the path of finding your spirit animal and let it show you around. Let it introduce itself to you. Let it show you its power, the way it looks like, the colors, the feelings. Just allow yourself to be taken. It's time to come back. Give your thanks to the beings that came forth and walk back towards the portal, the doorway where you met your well ancestor. Slowly go back and give yourself permission to thank your well ancestor and thank yourself. Take your time and just go back towards the road, the pathway you took, the original pathway. Slowly, in your own time, just give yourself permission to notice how you feel in your body, feel into any additional messages that may come through. Just allow yourself to relax in silence. Maybe you can take this moment to think about one thing you're grateful for, and take this moment to start bringing yourself back to your space, bringing your back to your chair or your bed or wherever you are. Start moving your fingers and toes, and when you're ready, you may open your eyes. Welcome back from that meditation. Of course, this is a shorter version of the meditation, but I would love to know in the comments, how did this make you feel? Did you receive any messages? You can always come back to this meditation on the replay at any time and reconnect with your spirit guides or even your animal guides or even any other ancestor that may want to come through to support you or even share some guidance or healing for you. So this is the pathway that we take. We always want to make sure that we're setting the intention to connect first with whoever we want to connect. And then we also create a specific container for ourselves where we ask for protection. We thank the ancestors, we thank our spirit team, we thank everyone that's involved that's supporting you. And then you move into that practice. If you wanted to go into the altered state of consciousness, it is also possible to do so when you are playing the instrument yourself, such as I happen to use the rattle this time, but you can use the rattle or the drum, and then you can go into that altered state and receive messages. When you are really relaxed in that place of receptivity, then you're able to really connect and receive the messages that are meant for you. So let me know in the comments, how did this help you? Do you feel connected a little bit more with your spirit team, your animal spirits? And I'd love to know if you received a specific animal spirit. If you feel comfortable sharing it in the comments, I'd love to find out what showed up for you. All right. So this is the end of this live. I want to thank you for being part of this community. If you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, I want to invite you to subscribe. And if you want to also support the channel, you can also share and like this video so that you know so that other people know when about this video. And also just it lets YouTube and Facebook know that you like what you see, and it supports the expansion of the channel and allows this channel to grow. So if you like the things that I'm offering here and you feel like it brings value, sharing is caring, y'all. Don't keep me for yourself. Make sure that you're sharing with others so that we can get this channel growing and hopefully get it to the point where I'm able to come here more often and even do longer sessions for you guys. I want to thank you again for being part of this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Namaste.